Alright, what's up everybody? AnimeX here. In this video, it's another debating video. And I got my... Yup, and we got Tyler over here, as the title and thumbnail will eventually suggest. It's Haku versus Rock Lee. I'm taking the stance of Rock Lee in this debate, and Tyler...
Kid Lee.
Yes,
to be specific.
To be exact. Okay. And he's got Haku.
Alright, yeah. Alright, so you can give your opening statement since I believe you made the video. You made a video first, so...
Yeah,
you can do it. You can go.
Old me's retarded though; it doesn't count. Okay, so my opening would just be that Rock Lee has been shown to have superior speed and taijutsu ability, so I think he would just blitz Haku, and basically Haku wouldn't be able to attack Rock Lee or get really any jutsu off, and he would just end up bodying, one-shotting, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that Haku, based on his feats with the work, and actually in part 1 itself, and Zabuza's statements, Haku is definitely more impressive than Kid Lee.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess so.
What channel again? Debate Scans? Yeah, Scans and Calcs, alright. Yeah. So you can go post yourself first.
Alright, so the first thing I guess I'll bring up is the fact that we see a base Sasuke reacting to, we see like Sasuke basically reacting to Haku. Right. This is hold on, I'll send it first. So it's this Sasuke. He's reacting to Haku's abilities, and then we see that Haku says he'll outspeed him or whatever. And then right after this, yeah, I know. Then after this, Sasuke literally contradicts that statement by appearing behind Haku and actually like blitzing or basically at least matching Haku's speed. We then see that a version of Sasuke that's apparently stronger via Sakura's statement, with the Sharingan as well, gets bodied and gets blitzed outright by a Rock Lee, right? And
okay, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But you have to understand we see multiple instances in the fight where Sasuke block those hits. You know when Haku's about to hit Sasuke's vital points and Sasuke's able to block. We know that he's actually holding back. Reason why is because Zabuza like Haku sees Naruto and Sasuke. And here, let me read the exact scan, so I can get the exact one. So basically, Zabuza's basically saying how, like, while he was fighting, he broke his heart over like Naruto and his friends. He basically saw Naruto like with his friendship and such, and basically he was holding back. And Sasuke confirms it, saying like, oh yeah, he missed like the vital points on purpose. So this would mean that Haku is actually holding back against the Sasuke, and this is further proven based on his feats in the war arc. Allow me to get you those, by the way. So, would you agree base Lee in Shippuden is stronger than part 1?
By an unquantifiable amount, sure. I mean, unless you have like a specific.
Oh no, I was just curious about what you said, but they should at least be relative, right?
Yeah, it'd be
okay, well I can get you those. I can get you these feats.
Alright. Okay.
So he's able to react to Lee and Guy in their base. He's also able to intercept Kakashi's Raikiri. And I don't know, do you believe that's an outlier? Because I can argue against it.
What, that like in the
Haku intercepting the Raikiri is like
in part 1?
War arc.
Oh, okay. No.
And we know reanimation makes you weaker.
Okay. I don't necessarily think that it's in. I mean, I guess I'll just argue.
If you would like, do you want me to provide consistency?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So we know that at least beginning Shippuden Kakashi. Keep in mind this is war arc, so this is like irrelevant. But we have to keep in mind that a beginning arc in Shippuden Kakashi. Is like able to tag the three-tailed Naruto, who's able to tag Deidara, and we know Sai is able to do the same thing.
Okay.
Allow me to get you those scans as well.
Alright.
So here's Haku hitting Sai before she can react, or he can react. Also, there's another scan I'm gonna get you. It's basically Sai like doing a fucking literally bombing Haku, and Haku's able to react and put a shield up in time.
Okay.
So let me get you that scan real quick.
Right.
So here, I'll get you the feat for Sai doing it, or Sai like tagging Sasori and Deidara. Here you go. So So he's able to hit at least Sai, right? Who should at least be comparable to the Shippuden Kakashi. Now, you could definitely argue even higher. Like you can argue Haku's like KCM speed, unironically, due to those due to his other speed feats.
Okay.
But we know that he's at least being comparable to at least Shippuden Kakashi.
Okay.
Who should be like that's his beginning, by the way.
Okay. So are you scaling him? Is it like a certain level of there's a certain place you're putting that Kakashi?
Haku like bare minimum should be at least like beginning of Shippuden Kakashi is able to be like Datara level in speed, and Datara is a lot more impressive in Kidley. Okay. But if you but like his feats in the War Arc, it makes sense for him being faster. Like it's pretty what I'm doing is I'm basically saying that it's consistent. Okay. That's what I'm saying to you.
So, all right, let me get something real quick. So
I'll get you my other skins as well.
So I'd actually then, before I like make another point, present a question to you.
What's your question?
Like basically, what would you say to me bringing up feats of like Haku consistently being surprised that say Sasuke's able to react to Haku in his ice crystal mirrors or whatever, and Sasuke
who was holding back,
and Haku even saying that this is the end and he's going to go for the kill against him. Against Naruto, and then Naruto's able to intercept this and actually block the attack.
Well, the stuff that happens in the fight, wouldn't necessarily, like, the reason why it wouldn't matter, right, is because Zabuza was already saying that he's holding back, so I'd just say that this is a suppressed Haku, and we know this because literally, like, I don't remember the manga, because I haven't read part 1, but I know I believe in the anime, Naruto's literally charging at him, and Haku's like, go ahead, finish me, you know? So Haku's like, allowing him to hit him. Sure, you could still surprise someone if they're, like, suppressed, right?
Okay.
Like that's what happened, like, literally Tenten's surprise is like a suppressed Kisame. Okay. That doesn't mean, like, Tenten's, like, Kisame level, you know?
Okay. So we've already kind of like made the statement that like what Shippuden Rock Lee is like a relative to like Kid base Rock Lee, right? They're like around the same base power.
I mean, but I mean, I already upscaled him due to the Kakashi feats.
Okay.
And I wouldn't. It's weird because like the Shippuden Lee's feats should be. I don't know. What point are you gonna make? I'm curious.
I'm basically saying because we already like said that they're like relative to each other, right? We kind of made that point.
I think Haku's faster due to like scaling the reason why I brought up the
base Rock Lee to other base, like another form of base Rock Lee, right?
Oh well, yeah. The reason why I brought that up specifically is because like he like deliberately reacts to Lee and Guy, but I would just still upscale him. Like I'm just bringing up all of his other feats.
Okay.
You know, but I'm just I'm still scaling him to like you could still scale him to War Kakashi, and War Kakashi is a lot faster than he should be. He was keeping up with KCM Naruto due to the fact that here, let me get you these other scans. You needed the Naruto one, right? Like when Naruto was tagging Datara.
Yeah.
I'm just like okay, I got you. Here, I'll get you this. Oh, this wasn't even like a full tail Naruto. This is like whiskers. Fuck. Yeah. It's like fodder. Here, get you those scans.
Okay.
Then I'll get you the basically the KCM scaling. So the 2 and 3 tails are able to tag Naruto, and like the 3 tails is able to even damage him, and then Kakashi is able to react to these said Biju.
Okay.
So I'd say Haku's just massively above Kid Lee, because like the thing is at that point, like the stuff scale like the. I believe you can't really scale Haku due to Sasuke and Naruto's fight because he was purposely like holding back because like he saw Naruto and then like have this friendship and shit, and he just just didn't want to kill him.
Okay, so I guess I'll continue on with scaling for Rock Lee's speed or whatever, right? So you're scaling off of Shippuden Kakashi, right? I'm assuming like you're basically scaling into him. Okay, so we see that. Right, I need to get this statement first. Hold on.
Here's a scan of the 2 and 3 tails tagging Naruto. I'll get you the other scan as well.
Okay. So
I'll get you the Kakashi. Go ahead.
So we see that like basically based on what we agreed on, or like not being able to get basically much higher. We see that like basically is able to react to Kisame that's attacking a base guy, right?
That's a suppressed Kisame.
I know, that's fine for the point I'm making. This Kisame is attacking Guy, and Guy is obviously caught off guard by this attack. We see Rocky able to react to this, right? Which would at least put him like relative to base guy, right?
And I know, and Haku's reacted to both of them.
Okay,
by the way.
that's fine. We also see, hold on. We also see Guy, like, in base, with some nunchucks, able to react to Rinnegan Obito, who's able to react to KCM Naruto on multiple occasions. Alright? You know.
Okay. Well, we do know that's definitely not the case, because at that point, if we're okay, this is all right. Let me get you these other scans. You do know that's kind of an outlier, right?
Okay, how so?
Because of the fact that literally Guy had to use the 7th gate in order to try and save people like War Kakashi against Jubidara.
What, him being
we know that literally the scaling right beforehand, 6-tailed or 6-gate Guy was the one who was basically working with Kakashi in them. So these nunchucks with base Guy wouldn't necessarily. It would just be very weird to scale like base Guy to this.
All I would say is that implies that, I mean, something that basically Guy would be necessarily holding himself back to the level of Kakashi rather than him actually being stuck on that level, because I'm pretty sure Guy actually like fighting Rinnegan Obito was after them fighting the Biju, if I'm not mistaken, right? And during this time we see that basically all War characters are like, they're just like they're just, I mean, they're like basically,
I mean, this one feat wouldn't necessarily like make that much sense with the consistent scaling we already have, because like literally right after this he has to like use a Hirudoya and shit against like people like Madara.
But
so we know
Madara
that at least
time would scale above Rinnegan Obito.
We know that, yeah, but the thing is, we know that these base Guy feats wouldn't like, it would be very, it wouldn't be consistent with the scaling that we've already like had with 6-tailed or with the 6th gate and the 7th gate being above War Kakashi, because we know that War Kakashi is definitely relative to 6th gate Guy, right? So I feel like this scaling doesn't necessarily, it would just be very inconsistent.
Okay.
So it wouldn't make sense.
All right. So
I just argue that it's like kind of like an outlier a little bit.
Alright, hold on. I need to find something real quick then.
I like that though. I like how you use that. I fuck with it.
Alright, hold on. Let me get this. Fuck. Where is it? Oh, fuck.
Also, do you believe that base Guy is KCM Minato speed?
Do I believe Guy's KCM Minato speed?
Yeah.
I mean, I would, I guess, use that for the sake of my argument, but obviously, if you're gonna attempt to use it for yours, I have to argue against it.
Yeah, but like, we know, like the base Guy scaling is just very like inconsistent, is what I'm saying too.
Okay.
But I've already said it before, so I'm not gonna repeat myself.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see.
Mask said, "Anime X Haku isn't it."
I mean, he's not.
Jesus.
All right, so here, let's see. Let's see what consistency I can get for Rock Lee real quick. So, would you argue that the Haku that gets like basically surprised by Naruto when his like Mal Kurama state is holding back, or is like what would your be your argument?
Yeah, I'd say he's holding back.
Okay, because he says, okay, here I'll get the scan real quick, but he says
because the thing is, Haku's trying to like, he wants Naruto to beat him. That's the thing, because like Zabuza knows like how Haku is, and he knows like his fighting style. So I believe his word would be definitely above the feats that Haku's presented, and we know this because he even like stood still when Naruto was gonna like Naruto. The thing is that sure you can use these feats for Naruto, it's impressive, but these feats wouldn't like scale to Haku because like he's just holding back.
So what I'd argue, right, is that Haku's statements basically saying that let me call myself there, he isn't able to defeat Naruto or able to like basically keep up with this Naruto, right? And then basically like and it's not that he's not doing it or he's refusing to do it. He says directly that he can't do these things, right? that would imply that at the level of whatever power, strength, speed, whatever, Haku isn't like strong enough or fast enough to basically defeat this Naruto.
Yeah,
Right?
that Haku isn't strong enough. The suppressed Haku isn't enough to beat Naruto. I agree.
Okay, so what I'm saying is,
The thing
if
is
Haku
that
wouldn't have the ability
Haku
to,
Haku is suppressed, right?
okay,
And then we have other, and then at this point in the fight, we know that Haku is massively draining himself. So already we have a suppressed Haku who's massively drained, and now obviously he can't defeat him.
okay.
Also, you want me to get the statements of Haku being drained?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so this wouldn't, it would be a suppressed fatigued Haku
So at
that
this
this
point,
Naruto
I'd be
scales to.
arguing that he wouldn't be. Well, he might be fatigued just based on the scan that you're sending, but I would argue that he's not holding back anymore since he's saying that he has the inability to defeat him.
Yeah,
Right?
but
That
this wouldn't scale to this wouldn't scale to full power Haku.
Oh, okay, I got you. I get what you're saying.
And then Haku, because we know it's just not true. I'll get you those feats real quick.
Got you.
I need to get these scans. I think fuck, he deleted it. Alright, let me get you these. I have to go to the manga real quick, so
Alright, that's cool.
give me a moment. What do you mean I can't watch fucking read? What the fuck? Okay, never mind. That's the fucking Zabuza fight. But like, if at first I didn't understand what you were saying, but now I get it. But yeah, that Haku, like, since he was already pulling his punches, and now he's drained.
Okay.
Now he would be incapable of fighting him. But this wouldn't scale to like Edo Tensei Haku necessarily.
Alright.
Hold on, I have to actually read. So while I'm getting that,
So would you argue that there's a reasonable difference in their strength and speed versus, so like Edo Tensei negates some of the original strength of the user, right? And
it makes them slightly weaker.
Haku is fatigued, right? So would you say that being fatigued is a greater decrease in strength than being an Edo Tensei?
Absolutely, because this Haku already, like, he's already saying that this kid Naruto can punch him in the face and he'll be gone.
Okay.
Because, like, yeah, so I wouldn't. At that point, you would be saying stuff like it would just be very inconsistent to say like it's not like this fatigued Haku scales below Edo Tensei Haku.
Okay.
Hey, I'll get you the scans of him draining, because I believe let me get it for you. Alright, let me look to find this. Damn, this goddamn Haku really out here. I'm finding you the scan right now.
Alright, so I guess I'll just bring up a kind of just a, I guess, semi-point, I don't know. So, we see that Haku, when like scrapping with Sasuke a little bit, right, uses her one-hand sealed jutsu, her like flying water needles or whatever, right? And Haku at this point, I don't think is aware that Sasuke can move faster than him, right? So how would you argue that Haku is suppressing himself when he's...
Well, I mean, Haku at first never really fought Sasuke. So, obviously he would be suppressing himself.
So what I'm saying is Haku's about to launch a jutsu like that are about to pierce Sasuke from all angles using the water ice needles. So what I'm saying is, how would Haku be suppressing himself at this point if he's basically that attack right there would have killed Sasuke except for his superior speed? Like basically Haku can't get a scale of Sasuke's speed when when going all out or whatever, right? So how would Haku know that Sasuke wouldn't die from that and he'd be able to escape if he's holding back?
Mm.
So I just then use that point to kind of help my argument.
I mean,
Basically, Haku is attempting to kill at least Sasuke at that point in time. And even if you want to argue he has some sort of like feelings or connection towards Naruto, I'd argue that in that moment in time, Haku is actually attempting to kill Sasuke, or at least using a jutsu that he thinks can scale to that Sasuke, right? So that means he's not really holding back his speed or his
so at that point, you're just obviously he would be fatigued or not fatigued. He would be holding back because at that point you would be arguing KCM Naruto is the equivalent of the Sasuke.
I guess
That's just simply not true.
I'd be more arguing that his war arc feats are more inconsistent just due to the fact that Haku showing up this early in the story or whatever, right? Would more fit with the how do I say the upscaling, like continuing to
well, I've already proved consistency for Haku scaling to these speeds, so that wouldn't be necessarily correct.
Well, I mean, I've shown a plethora, I think, of feats that like show Haku or scaling.
Here, let me get you the scan of Sasuke pointing out how Haku's been getting weaker and weaker.
Okay, but how would that apply to them in the start of the fight? Because
no, this is before. I was talking about the point before, but that his work feats aren't inconsistent at all.
Okay,
I've already proven that.
All right.
Based on his feats with like Sai, base Lee and base Guy, etc.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So it wouldn't necessarily make any sense.
Okay. So would you argue that a Haku outside of the demonic ice crystals would be faster than Lee? Like, right? I'm guessing that's your point. Okay.
Yes. So here, let me get this. And because he necessarily doesn't like know Lee, he would have no choice. He would have like no purpose of holding back against him.
Okay.
Let's say the Haku would just beat him.
Okay. So are you looking for a scan right now, or you got everything? You got?
Yeah, I already. Do you have any more points?
I mean, let's see. I mean, I could bring up the point of Rock Lee being able to open the gates, but if like I can't disprove the scale.
I'm mainly arguing that Haku's gonna beat him before that.
Okay. All right, then
And the gates. We know that the gates are an amp of some sorts, but even I believe like 5th gate Lee wouldn't like scale to this Kakashi.
Okay.
It wouldn't be, because like even if you want to like do the whole part 1 Lee equals base Lee and then that would equal Guy, right? If we do that,
okay.
Which I love that you did that, good shit. But if that is true, even so, Guy was using the 6th gate and Lee was only using the 5th.
Okay.
So it would just Kakashi would just.
Let's see.
This Kakashi and then this Haku would just go above that. But if you don't believe so, because like if you still want to stick with the Guy feat, then we can just go to conclusions if you want.
Yeah.
Since we don't need to do that circular shit.
Yeah, we don't need to go in circles. That's fine. We can go to conclusions.
All right, you started first, so
yeah. Okay. So
I'll give it to you.
In conclusion or whatever, I think that I asserted my points fairly well, and I think I was able to some extent refute some points and was able to assert some of my own that were difficult to refute on Taizan. But I think it was a good debate on both of our ends.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, good shit. You did good. I believe the feats with Haku are just really consistent. I wanted to bring it up at the beginning, like the whole him scaling the Sai and then Sai would scale to like the Akatsuki and stuff. Like Haku just has in the war arc really weirdly consistent feats, and like I've argued that I even like agreed even if I agreed with the whole base Lee equals or part 1 Lee equals Shippuden Lee, and then that would equal Guy because based on their based on the Kisame feat, and even if I do agree with that, this Haku would scale to like a 6th gate Lee hypothetically rather than a 5th gate. So I basically I didn't say I stealed man, but even if I agree with it, I would still just upscale Haku. But I believe X is scaling. I did debunk some of the stuff or some of the notions with the fight, but overall I feel like this debate was solid, good shit. Also, he fucking good shit for that. I fucking love that he used the Guy feat. I fucking love it. All right, we have our judges. We have Mask, X, and Oompa Loompa.
Villain instead of me, but yeah, I got you.
Oh, right, my bad. Villain. You go. You're gonna judge first.
Okay. Yeah, that was tough, man. That was a really good debate. Like, there was a lot of good stuff there. So overall, I just think that Tylearn's scaling held its ground a lot better than X's. But like so I'm gonna give it to Tylearn, but like high diff.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
You did good, X.
Appreciate
Good
it.
shit. Alright, Mask, you can judge first.
Yeah.
You gender
Alright,
bender.
kind of going the same thing with Villain. It was actually it was a really good debate in my opinion, but I think there were more points actually that Ty was able to throw out that just couldn't, like, there were more points that Ty was able to throw out that just weren't countered as much as I think Ty was able to counter some of X's points.
Mhm.
Although X did really good with his scaling as well. So I'm also gonna have to give it a Ty.
I mean, I feel like X, you gotta get Field Mice, dog.